So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's tantalizing video, because we are back talking about the Manchester United, because I have a few things to say, because things are just getting worse and worse at this club. I mean, it really is shocking right now. So I want you guys to leave your thoughts as well, whether you're a United fan or not. Doesn't matter, leave a comment. But yeah, PES League, folks, when we return, I think we're going to go back to doing 2 matches per episode, 12-minute games, just to speed things up. But also, I probably will start a PES League with Man United at some point, because POG Champion is coming up with a new update for PES 21 sometime this month. When that hits, we'll have all the latest transfers, new ratings, all that stuff. Apparently, it's a massive update. So when that comes around, hopefully it should make PES League a little bit more fresh. But I think doing something with Man United now might be a smart thing to do. So stay tuned. But for now, we are going to continue with the West Ham playthrough. Anyway, let's dive into today's video and talk about Manchester United and what on earth is going on. Right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was this, okay? I saw this lurking around on Twitter and I sort of reposted it. And it just kind of sums up the team. Like, you don't hear this from any other team in the league, okay? Top teams, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, all those teams are up in the top half of the table. You don't hear about any of this, which clearly means there's a problem with these players that have basically been given the chance to do what the hell they want, folks, over the last 4 or 5 years. Like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. Sure, great legend of a player, yes. But tactically, I never thought he would be a good fit, and he just wasn't. But he was a very nice guy. And guess what? If you're a nice guy, you can get away with things. It's just like if you guys have ever been in a relationship, okay? And I was in a relationship like that. I was the nice guy. I was the guy that was just too nice. And eventually, she took advantage of it. And this is exactly what's happening here at Manchester United. So when they came out with this, Man United's players are frustrated with Ralf Rangnick's squad selection methods, with some believing his training sessions are old-fashioned, and then basically comparing the assistant coach, Chris Armas, to the fictional football coach, Ted Lasso. It just made me laugh, because it's like, what's old-fashioned? Because you're actually having to work hard in training. Like, that's now old-fashioned, is it? Because you don't get to sit there and play FIFA instead of actually working on the training field. It's comedy gold. And, you know, I went through here and I was looking at a few things. There was another article obviously talking about how many chances. I mean, 2 goals, folks. 2 goals we've scored from 52 shots, which clearly means Rangnick's come in. And I'm not going to lie to you, when it comes to like the actual performances, now they haven't been continual, we haven't had 90 minutes of Man United dominating, but certainly the last few games, like the first half, we've been all over these teams, and we should have been 3-4-0 up. So we are creating chances, we are pressing a little bit more. So clearly Rangnick's methods are working, but the players are still not all on the same wavelength. All right, so I don't know where I was, but we're going to move forward, because I was talking and then I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, there was another article, another one, exactly, that Ralf Rangnick suggests Man United stars ignored his game plan for 20 minutes against Burnley. And once again, it's the players doing what they want to do, which should never be the case. The manager's there for a reason, yeah? He's called a manager. Do you know why? Yes, because he manages. You're called a player because you play, and you play for that manager. But there's so many so-called superstars at Manchester United now that they have the free reins to say and do what they want, pretty much. I'll tell you this much. The first player that I would take out the team sheet, stick on the bench, okay, is Harry Maguire. Simple as that. He's not good enough to be a Manchester United player. He can go and play for someone like, I don't know, you know, go to Newcastle. Even Everton, you know, go somewhere like that, mid-table team. Well, Newcastle's near the bottom, but you know what I mean. He can play for a team like that. But for a team like Manchester United, when we want to be competing, and we are still a big club, as much as we're not playing like one, we're still one of the biggest clubs in the business. Now, we are out of the FA Cup, I know. Champions League can't see us beating Atletico Madrid, to be honest. And the league is obviously going to be out of reach. But still, players like Harry Maguire should not be wearing a Manchester United shirt. facts are facts. Rangnick needs to put his foot down with that, and we'll see what he does with him. I just don't think that partnership works. Varane, yeah, all right. I've actually been quite impressed by Varane. New league, but he's still putting a shift in. The problem with Maguire is he's too damn slow. So there we have it. So yeah, it's just for me, what is happening to this team? What is going on? And another thing I wanted to touch upon, folks, is a player that I was really looking forward to him coming back to Manchester United. I really was. This guy right here, Cristiano Ronaldo. And I don't know what's going on with Cristiano Ronaldo. It's like he's acting like a big kid a lot of the time. I mean, every time a match happens, he doesn't applaud the fans. I know people say that he does this all the time and he's never really done that. But, like, come on now. The fans have drove all the way to Burnley in that, and it was pissing down with rain. And he just, you know, he came on as a sub, as we know. Then he walked down the tunnel, and then that was it. He didn't applaud anyone. And it's like, yeah, he may be frustrated that he didn't play or they didn't win. But the facts are, folks, that Ronaldo, you had plenty of chances in the last few matches to score, and you've been missing them. Whether you're frustrated with yourself or your teammates, but you are the centre forward. Your job, and you've only got one job, generally, is to put the ball in the back of the net. If it's not happening, yeah, you're going to get frustrated, but don't take it out on the fans. So I've been really upset kind of with Cristiano Ronaldo, with the way he's acted. Said he wanted to go back to Manchester United. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And now there's talk of him leaving. I think he will leave. I do. I don't think it's going to go down well with us fans, because you're going to come to Man United for one season, literally do nothing, and then just bugger off because it's not going your way. A player like Ronaldo should be in that dressing room sorting things out, talking to the players. If they don't want to listen, then fine, but at least talk to them. I don't know what happens behind the scenes. Maybe he is, but I just can't see it happening because this whole team just looks shriveled up, just shriveled as a whole. Players, when you see them play, whining, bitching at each other. Bruno Fernandes is one of these players as well. He starts... All you see when Bruno's playing is his arms are up, flailing, and he's getting frustrated. It's like, well, instead of getting frustrated, work together as a team. G each other up. Give yourself a bit of confidence. Don't just be barking out orders at people and getting frustrated. You are a team. It's a unit. It's a game. It's a team game, folks. It's not tennis. All right, it's not 1v1. If one player's having a bad game, it doesn't mean you're going to lose the match. There's other players around him. G him up. Get him involved. It's just a shambles, folks. And then there's also talk about this, of course, with Man United players wanting Pochettino instead of the Ajax coach. Once again, what players are making the decisions? Yeah, they probably want Maurizio Pochettino because he's probably an easier manager, and they know they get the Ajax manager in. Look, I play for the Ajax Academy. I mentioned this before. I had a few of my coaches were in the World Cup. I can't remember his name now. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But they are they're brutal, to be fair. Dutch coaches don't mess about. They really don't. They want you to work hard. Generally, they will play, a high line. When I played for them, there was always a 4-3-3. It was always a 4-3-3. And we had the two wingers. They would play very high. You'd have one winger on the fullback, the other winger on the other fullback, and then you got your centre forward through the middle. We would always play a high line. So I think that's why United players don't want the Ajax manager, because he's probably going to make them run a little bit more, and the crybabies at United won't be able to handle it. It's pathetic. So, yeah, unless we get rid of a lot of these players that are hindering this team, like Harry Maguire, Rashford, he's still been hot and cold. I know the thing with Greenwood has probably not helped him out, because I know Rashford and Greenwood are probably very, very good mates, and then Greenwood's gone and been an absolute moron. So, he is where he is right now, although apparently he's still getting paid for it, which is ridiculous. They have to still legally pay him, even though he's been, suspended. Mental. Imagine you guys getting paid for being suspended for some sexual assault. It's crazy. So yeah, unless we get rid of the deadwood in this team, bring in players that want to play. And I will say this much as we end this here, is I was disappointed with Man United over January time. Didn't buy a single player. Didn't even loan in a single player. Yet we loaned out a bunch of players. Yeah, Martial, fine. Not going to do a whole lot. Van de Beek wasn't even playing. Diallo probably would have played more now that Greenwood's not around, but that happened before it happened. So yeah, I was really disappointed that United didn't want to buy anyone. I mean, I read that Rangnick didn't want to bring anyone in, or he had players and they didn't want to buy them because there's going to be a new manager and he doesn't want to bring in players that maybe the new manager doesn't want. Who cares? If there's a good solid DMF to put in the team, you spend the money, you buy him. Or any kind of quality player. I mean, I'll tell you a player I was looking at, folks, was Ward-Prowse at Southampton. Why has no one ever snapped him up? He would be a really good player to have in there. Number one, his free kicks are unbelievable, but he's a very good technical player. And we seem to don't have those technical players. I mean, Bruno Fernandes can go hot and cold. But yeah, I'm really disappointed that United didn't buy a single player. You know, and Ronaldo, I don't know what's happened to him. I mean, Cavani... It's just too old as well, folks, isn't it? We've got a 37-year-old up there now with a 33, 34-year-old. You know, what are we going to do with that? We're not scoring goals, folks, and that's the biggest concern. But there's more problems in this, folks. The whole thing's a mess. As I say, you know, you've got Ranić saying that the players aren't listening to him. You've got... what else do we have? You know, we can't score goals right now. They want Pochettino instead of the Ajax manager because they're all lazy asses. And then obviously they were comparing the coach to Ted Lasso. Why are you making fun of people? Your job, and you get paid a hefty salary, your job is to go to work and work your ass off in training, not taking the mick out of your assistant coach. Go on the field and do something. Try and win some games. Yeah, that'll be a start. I don't know. It's all over the place, but I wanted to put that out, folks, because why not? A bit of a rundown of what's going on with Man United, my opinions, my thoughts. You let me know. I mean, I don't see this changing for a very long time. But I do feel like Ranić has at least distilled something in this United team, as in we've seen a little better football, as you see a tail flying past. But no, you've seen better football from United lately, and the players have been putting a bit more of a shift in. So I do feel like Ranić's doing the right things, but there are still certain players that are probably barking out certain things, don't like certain things going their way, and now they're all crybabies. So there we are. Anyway, we'll be back shortly with more Master League. I may even go back to the old retro ways, folks. We might bring back some old school PES games for a little bit of fun. We'll see until we can get back to eFootball and other games that come out. Anyway, till next time, subscribe for more. Have a great weekend and take care.